got her. Yon gang, guys. Come on. Everybody yon gang in the chat.
It only took a second, too, because I was already sitting here thinking, man, I'm kind of tired.
All right. So are you guys ready to hear about what we're going to read in the Bible study today?
I mean, I'm ready.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready
so
to hear what you turned it into.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So last time. All right, so last time Molasses got his shit together, and then the Assyrian king got assassinated by his sons. One of them was Charizard, and then his son Zardoz took over of Assyria. Yep, that's what happened. Now Nahum. This is going to be the entire book of Nahum, by the way. Everything you need to know about Nahum. Nahum is another one of God's preferred bitches.
Also known as prophets.
Yes, that's one way to reference them.
Yes.
Let's see. The whole book is basically about Nineveh and how they are fucking up, like really bad. God is jealous and wrathful and is swinging his big dick energy everywhere.
See, I just feel like it's small dick energy.
It's small dick energy?
Yeah, he's got to act like this because he's, lacking in other areas.
That's quite possible. He's definitely trying to make it out to be like he's got big dick energy, though.
He is.
He's not going to give any free passes to the guilty because we all know that he was very, preferential to the guilty before in giving them free passes. Just to remind you guys, God is good, but Nineveh refused to suck his dick, so God has to bitch slap them a little bit.
Accurate.
God is going to chase them into a dark room and fuck them up. Whatever Nineveh comes up with, God is going to steal their idea and then do it back to them twice as hard. It's almost like he took a double shot of Viagra, guys. Twice as hard? Yeah, never mind. Nahum then claims that Nineveh done fucked up, which I thought that we had already established that, but apparently it needs to be reiterated a couple of times. God tells Judah that he is going to take care of Nineveh, and they don't need to worry their pretty sweet little heads about it. God says Nineveh won't survive at all, and he's going to make them prepare their own graves. So they're going to have to dig their own graves, and then they're going to shit themselves as they fall dead in them. The Lord is going to pimp out Israel. Not like, like that show Pimp My Ride?
Yeah.
He's going to pimp them out like that, not as in they're whores or something. God ends up fucking Nineveh up fabulously, and he goes into great detail about how he's fucked them up too. God weirdly talks about lions in a way that really should get him restricted from all zoos. God then, for some reason, talks about how Nineveh is full of whores and that they are getting what they deserve. I guess he has to justify it some way. I don't know why. God lifted up his skirt and the people's skirts, and then he threw shit at them. As if fucking them up's not enough, he has to embarrass them and throw shit at them. Drug dealers from the land of Cush casted lots to see who would dash Nineveh's young against the rocks.
Wow, man, that's a weird twist of that.
Assyria's gonna get fucked while figs fall into the people's mouths. That's a really weird position I don't think is in the Kama Sutra.
It might be.
The world rejoices at the wanton destruction of Nineveh. The end of the Bible study. How'd you like that, honey?
It was something.
Was it?
Yeah.
We're obviously good something.
It was something. We're gonna go through it though.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we always do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? So, we had a talk during the intro there, really quick. Apparently the whole zoo thing is not exactly as bad as I made it out to be. And apparently that one really weird thing that I said doesn't actually happen that way. So we're gonna have to go through it. Plain and simple.
You say a lot of weird things. One weird thing is not descriptive.
You specifically said that's a weird way to twist it.
Oh, I got you. Okay. I wasn't sure which exactly thing you were referring to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm totally ready.
Okay, so today we are going to read the entire book of Nahum, which, don't worry, it's only, I think, 4 chapters, right? Let's see. So
it's a very short.
3 chapters.
This could have basically been written on some toilet paper while somebody was taking a shit.
It might have been. We don't really know.
I'm not saying that we do know. I'm just saying that we don't.
We don't know. But it's another prophecy, okay, which we've spent a lot of time doing prophecy with Isaiah. But we've got some more. As you know, there's lots of prophets. This is one of the minor prophets, and Nahum is specifically prophesying.
Yeah, being that he's a minor prophet, does that mean like he's 12?
Well, I mean, we don't really know. But this prophecy of his is the only one that we have, and it's specifically about Nineveh. Okay?
All right.
You ready?
My butthole is puckered.
Okay. A prophecy concerning Nineveh. The book of the vision of Nahum the Elkoshite.
The Elkoshite?
Yeah, he's an Elkoshite.
I wonder if he's got a lot of elks in his land.
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
I mean, when's the last time you saw an elk in the Middle East?
That's a good point. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, God distributed all the animals. I mean, we don't know if there was elk there back then. Right?
I mean, I guess we don't really know.
No. All right, let's he's from elk shit, so
he's an Elkoshite.
He's an elk shit. Got it.
Oh boy. The Lord is a jealous and avenging God. The Lord takes vengeance and is filled with wrath. The Lord takes vengeance on his foes and vents his wrath against his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger, but great in power. The Lord will not leave the guilty unpunished. His way is the whirlwind and the storm, and clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebukes the sea and dries it up. He makes all the rivers run dry. Bashan and Carmel wither, and the blossoms of Lebanon fade. The mountains quake before him, and the hills melt away. The earth trembles at his presence. The world and all who live in it, who can withstand his indignation? Who can endure his fierce anger? His wrath is poured out like fire. The rocks are shattered before him.
You think he dried him up faster than Ben Shapiro dries his wife up?
Oh boy. We're not gonna touch on that at all.
Okay.
If Ben Shapiro's wife can explain WAP to him however she wants to, that's just not a marriage I want to get involved in.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna stay right here in mine. The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. Which, this is weird. Like, this is a weird line directly following what we just heard.
Yeah.
Like,
that God is a refuge.
He's jealous and avenging, takes vengeance, wrath, vengeance. He vents his wrath. Great in power. He won't leave you unpunished. Like, right. And then all of a sudden, the Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's obviously good as long as you're sucking his dick.
Well, it says he cares for those who trust in him, but with an overwhelming flood, he will make an end of Nineveh. He will pursue his foes into the realm of darkness.
Oh, that's chasing him into the dark room to fuck him up. Yeah,
that's exactly what he's going to do.
You don't want to know what happens in that dark room, guys.
I mean, no, not really.
No.
Whatever they plot against the Lord, he will bring to an end. Trouble will not come a second time. They will be entangled among the thorns and drunk from their wine. They will be consumed like dry stubble.
Who consumes dry stubble? What is that?
I don't know.
Is that like brown rice or something?
I mean, I guess if you cook it wrong. There's actually a footnote on dry stubble, and it says the meaning of the Hebrew for this verse is uncertain.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
You know what I love? The fact that God has communicated his holy word in such a way that shit remains uncertain.
It's like you read it and it's like, no, do you know what the fuck he's talking about? Do you know what the fuck he's talking? Do you?
I don't know.
No, hey, ring ring. Hey Jerry, do you know what the fuck he's talking about? No, nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about.
I'm surprised Jerry answered his phone.
I know.
Normally he's twisting his nipples. Jerry's the albino squirrel, and he regularly likes to stand up, stare at you, and twist his nipples. There's pictures of it on the internet. You can go and look at it. Type in albino squirrel touching nipples. Hey, Google, albino squirrel twisting nipples. Oh, shit. My phone looked it up.
What did it find?
Nipples of the squirrel. It did a Google. It did a YouTube search for some reason.
Great. Awesome. Okay.
Thank you, Google.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, oh God.
Sorry. Shut up, Google bitch.
Yeah, that's one word you can't say. And another word I can't say around my phone without it starting to listen is seriously. Or else it dings and wants to know what the fuck I want. Okay, anyways. Are you ready to continue?
Yes.
From you, Nineveh, one has come forth who plots evil against the Lord and devises wicked plans. This is what the Lord says. Although they have allies and are numerous, and they in this case is Nineveh, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will be destroyed and pass away. Although I have afflicted you, Judah, I will afflict you no more. Now I will break their yoke from your neck and tear your shackles away. So he basically tells Judah, hey, I'm going to stop fucking you up now. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go over here and fuck up Nineveh.
Yeah. What does it mean exactly that he's going to take Nineveh's shackles off of Judah? Like, is it like peer pressure kind of thing? Like, listen, I know they've been peer pressuring you guys into drugs.
Well, no. Remember when Judah is all fucked up and God's fucking them up, he lets the Assyrians take them away and enslave them. Yeah. And so Nineveh is part of Assyria. Oh. So I mean, let me get this straight. God in effect causes Nineveh to enslave the Israelites. Yes. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. And then he fucks up Nineveh. Yes. This seems like a mind fuck. God is mind fucking the Ninevites. Everybody. Well, everybody, yeah, totally. But I mean, it's like, you know, he's like, go ahead, fuck them up, guys. And then they fuck him up, and he's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Well, he's not fucking up the Ninevites. Let's be clear. He's not fucking them up because they messed with Judah. He delivered Judah into the Ninevites' hands. Right. He's fucking up the Ninevites in Nineveh because of their behavior, and they continued to worship other gods. They didn't worship him, and they've done evil. And he says that they're cruel. But to be fair, he, you know, is also cruel. Well, God, he made some of their cruelty happen according to the prophecies. Yeah. In regards to Judah. I'm going to punish you for the things I made you do. Yes. Yep. So, okay. You ready to continue? Yeah. The Lord has given a command concerning you, Nineveh. You will have no descendants to bear your name. I will destroy the images and idols that are in the temple of your gods. I will prepare your grave, for you are vile. Look there on the mountains, the feet of one who brings good news, who proclaims peace. Celebrate your festivals, Judah, and fulfill your vows. No more will the wicked invade you. They will be completely destroyed. So he tells Nineveh, I'm going to completely destroy you. Then he tells Judah, don't worry, I'm destroying Nineveh and everything's going to be fine. He also has a message for Israel.
Wow. I'm sure Judah's in there like, oh, thank fucking Christ. God's like, what? Thank you, God.
Spoiler alert. An attacker advances against you, Nineveh. Guard the fortress. Watch the road. Brace yourselves. Marshal all your strength. The Lord will restore the splendor of Jacob like the splendor of Israel, though destroyers have laid them in waste and have ruined their vines. So he's going to restore Israel.
It's kind of like Pimp My Ride, but with an entire city.
Yeah.
He gonna put 14-inch lifts on it, right? And then he's gonna put a big super boom box in the back, along with a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X.
Why do you need those things in cars?
I mean, I don't know. It's
You
a
don't.
show
You
off.
can't. You can't play video games and drive.
No. You're not supposed to play the video games and drive. You're supposed to drive to a location and then play the video games.
Why can't you just fucking play the video games in your house?
Maybe you want to show off or something. I don't know. That just seems like you'd make you a target though. Like you're outside like the strip mall or something. It's like, yo man, I feel like playing some Call of Duty Warzone. It's like, you got an internet connection? Fuck.
Hotspot.
Yes, a hotspot. Although that would run up your data, I would assume. They would run it up pretty
If
high.
somebody has video game consoles in their car, like hooked in where they could play out of the ass of their car or whatever, like I don't think they're worried about their hotspot or their data.
Anybody that was on Pimp My Ride, I guarantee you they could not afford to upkeep their cars.
I mean, I did. So to be fair, I didn't watch Pimp My Ride.
There was one person who had 2 cars welded together and was driving it. Okay?
So what's the purpose of giving them an Xbox and a PlayStation in their car?
I mean, I was just using that. I did see the Pimp My Rides where they were doing that, but I don't know. Like I never really followed up with what happened after the Pimp My Rides, but
I would just sell it and get a new fucking hoopty.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you could give me a fucking Bentley or a Lamborghini or something like that. There's no way that I have the money to put like insurance on the car, pay for any kind of repairs that would come up. Like, there's just no way I'd be able to afford it. But I feel like that's kind of the situation with Israel right now. God's going to pimp them, right? And then they're not going to be able to afford to keep that. Obviously not, because they fall from his grace.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Regularly. This is why we can't have nice things.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The shields of the soldiers. Oh, so here's this section coming up is in Nahum 2, and it's going to give you the details of the fall of Nineveh. Are you ready?
Okay.
This is super specific shit that we can totally verify through history.
Oh, you know how much I love history.
It's not actually that. The shields of the soldiers are red. The warriors are clad in scarlet. The metal on the chariots flashes on the day they are made ready. The spears of juniper are brandished. The chariots storm through the streets, rushing back and forth through the squares. They look like flaming torches. They dart about like lightning. Nineveh summons her picked troops, yet they stumble on their way. They dash to the city wall. The protective shield is put into place. The river gates are thrown open and the palace collapses. It is decreed that Nineveh be exiled and carried away. Her female slaves moan like doves and beat on their breasts. Nineveh is like a pool whose water is draining away. Stop, stop, they cry, but no one turns back. Plunder the silver, plunder the gold. The supply is endless, the wealth from all its treasures. She is pillaged, plundered, stripped. Hearts melt, knees give way. Bodies tremble, every face grows pale. It's a fucked up dream.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
He had.
I mean, it sounds like they're getting fucked up and robbed.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to be alive to care about the robbed part.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. Where now is the lion's den, the place where they feed their young, where the lion and the lioness went, and the cubs with nothing to fear? The lion killed enough for his cubs and strangled the prey for his mate, filling his lairs with the kill and his dens with the prey. I am against you, declares the Lord Almighty. I will burn up your chariots in smoke, and the sword will devour your young lions. I will leave you no prey on earth. The voices of your messengers will no longer be heard.
What was that bit about the lions? Like, that just seemed really out of place. Where are the lions at? Well, they got a den somewhere. They feed their cubs, and then one lion's going to cannibalize another lion. I mean, it's like, Nahum, are you okay? What the fuck's going on with you?
I think Nahum is like on bath salts.
Yeah, I would definitely point to the bath salts.
Woe to the city of blood, full of lies, full of plunder, never without victims. The crack of whips, the clatter of wheels, galloping horses and jolting chariots, charging cavalry, flashing swords and glittering spears. Many casualties, piles of dead, bodies without number, people stumbling over the corpses, all because of the wanton lust of a prostitute, alluring the mistress of sorceries, who enslaved nations by her prostitution and peoples by her witchcraft.
Okay, her fucking witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
I put a spell on you, and now you're mine, Nahum. Or Nineveh, whichever one.
So, that's in...
Hocus Pocus.
That's in Hocus Pocus.
October, Spooktober.
Spooktober, and oh, well, they don't know. A sidebar. We're going to have a little sidebar here. We're going to go see Hocus Pocus at a drive-in movie. How awesome is that going to be?
Yeah.
I am so excited.
Me too.
I love Hocus Pocus. Okay, sidebar over. Sorry. That was not in the book of Nahum. I am against you, declares the Lord Almighty. Well, that's not a fucking surprise.
I'm against you. We know, dipshit. Get on with it.
I will lift your skirts over your face. I will show the nation your nakedness and the kingdoms your shame. So he's going to lift up people's skirts and show them their junk.
Jesus Christ.
It gets worse.
Okay.
I will pelt you with filth. So he's going to lift up their dresses, show people what's under them, and then throw shit at them.
All right, now everybody get in the line. Show me your dingleberry, and then I'm going to throw shit at it.
Yep. I will treat you with contempt and make you a spectacle. This guy doesn't sound like a loving refuge.
No, it's like...
He sounds like a bully.
Look, I'm good. A good shot when I'm throwing shit at you.
All who see you will flee from you and say, Nineveh is in ruins. Who will mourn for her? Where can I find anyone to comfort you? Are you better than Thebes, situated on the Nile with water around her? The river was her defense, the waters her wall. Cush and Egypt were her boundless strength. Put and Libya were among her allies. Yet she was taken captive and went into exile. Her infants were dashed to pieces at every street corner. Lots were cast for her nobles, and all her great men were put in chains. You too will become drunk. You will go into hiding and seek refuge from the enemy.
So, wait a second. Let me get this straight. God is passing judgment on Nineveh.
Yes.
Right? And so, therefore, all of this wanton destruction and the dashing of small children upon the rocks, that's God's doing.
Well, so he did that with other places.
Okay.
And he's giving a different example. And that their fate will be the same as theirs, essentially. But
okay.
I mean, yeah, God does that.
Yeah, so God here is it. What I'm trying to get to is that God is admitting to being the main catalyst and approving of the dashing of small infants upon rocks.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I get that out there. Nahum, where are we at? Nahum 3:12? 3:8 through 11?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Nahum 3:8 through 11. God definitely condones the bashing of small children upon rocks. Mental note.
I mean, they did him wrong, so anything goes, I guess.
Really, the thing that they did wrong was they just didn't suck his dick.
Well, according to him, that's pretty bad.
You don't suck God's dick, I will definitely smash your kids upon rocks.
Yep.
It's like, Jesus Christ. Okay, get that chub over here.
Okay, and so now here Nahum is talking about Assyria's vulnerabilities. Are you ready?
Let me guess. I'm gonna take a shot at this. Their vulnerabilities. They think they're ugly. They've gained a little bit of weight, and they probably don't like how they look in red.
No.
Oh.
All your fortresses are like fig trees with their first ripe fruit. When they are shaken, the figs fall into the mouth of the eater.
Okay. Why is this like embarrassing or vulnerability? It's like, when I shake your trees, figs fall out into your mouths. Thank you.
No, he's saying that their fortresses are like that.
Oh, okay.
They're
so
shakeable.
They're flimsy.
Yeah, they're shakeable. Shit falls off of them. But I mean, that's not what's supposed to happen with a fortress, and that is what's supposed to happen with trees. So I don't really get I don't really get it.
Yeah,
but there's more.
Well, I guess. Well, what would be falling off? Like, what's on the like? Would they have like the testicles of their enemies hanging up, and so they shake the fort, and the testicles fall in their mouths? That would be really fucking weird.
I'm really glad you're not a prophet.
Hear ye! Testicles fall from the sky.
Look at your troops. They are all weaklings. The gates of your land are wide open to your enemies. Fire has consumed the bars of your gates. Draw water for the siege. Strengthen your defenses. Work the clay. Tread the mortar. Repair the brickwork. There the fire will consume you, and the sword will cut you down. They will devour you like a swarm of locusts. Multiply like grasshoppers, multiply like locusts. You have increased the number of your merchants till they are more numerous than the stars in the sky. But like locusts, they strip the land, then fly away. Your guards are like locusts, your officials like swarms of locusts that settle in the walls on a cold day. But when the sun appears, they fly away, and no one knows where. So these are all their vulnerabilities. I just think it's kind of weird that he tells them, hey, draw water, work clay. Like, he tells them how to fix their shit, but it's not going to matter. He's still going to fuck them up, right? So I don't understand what the purpose of this section is.
Y'all can put a new coat of paint on this shit, but it's still going to be shit, and I'm still going to step in it tomorrow.
And burn it down.
Yeah. I feel like God could have been a lot more like creative with this kind of stuff instead of saying it like he does. He'd just be like, look, y'all can try, but it ain't gonna help.
Well, he says that they have too many merchants, like too many people selling shit. I guess they strip the land, which is fair. That's fair.
I wonder why Christians now don't stand there and be like, listen, if you read in Nahum, you'll know that there's too many merchants, and all I see everywhere is 5 goddamn Starbucks.
Well, probably because most of them haven't read this particular book.
You don't think so? I mean, I haven't, but I don't know if that's like really indicative of anything. I was a pretty bad Christian, by most respects.
I mean, this isn't one that you ever hear about in church.
Nahum.
Let's turn your Bibles to the book of Nahum.
God will fuck you up and he don't care about it.
If any of you have learned about Nahum in church from your pastors, comment.
Yeah.
Okay. We're actually in the last section. Are you ready?
Yep.
King of Assyria, your shepherds slumber, your nobles lie down to rest. Your people are scattered on the mountains with no one to gather them. Nothing can heal you. Your wound is fatal. All who hear the news about you clap their hands at your fall, for who has not felt your endless cruelty? So he's basically saying that everybody's going to celebrate their fall.
Apparently they were big dicks. Yeah. I mean, everybody's like, yeah, definitely fuck them up, God. I mean, anything so that you'll quit fucking us up. I mean, take on anybody.
Yeah. So that's all for the book of Nahum.
Okay.
And the prophecy of Nineveh.
I'm glad we're done with that shit.
Yeah. Next week, we're going to go back into 2 Kings and 2 Chronicles. All right. For more story.
Fuck. More kings are going to die. What's Charizard up to now?
Well, so we're not going to talk about Charizard. All right. we're going to have some turnover in Judah.
Oh, great.
Okay. So we're going to have some death. We're going to have new king. We're going to have assassination. We're going to have new king. And it's definitely interesting. It actually, this next Bible study is going to be really, really short. But I'm going to talk to you a little bit in the beginning of the next one about Nahum's prediction and what happens, before we actually get into the Bible study.
I mean, as I heard it, God is basically going to stab them in the back and then teabag them. I mean, that's kind of what it... of course, the teabagging occurs after he lifts their skirts up and throws shit at them.
Right. So, and next week, we're actually going to have a child king.
Ooh, a child king.
Mm-hmm. We are.
I mean, can you imagine Xander being a king, rolling over shit?
Xander can't make a sandwich.
I
mean, not that a king needs to know how to make a sandwich. I'm just
no,
saying.
but I doubt that child king can make his own sandwich.
I mean, he was 8 when he became king.
Oh.
I mean, I could make my own sandwich at 8, but I'm awesome.
You're also you're also not part of a royal family.
No.
I would guess that most people that live at that level of royalty can't do shit for themselves.
Probably not. Probably not at 8, no.
What do you mean I have to make my own sandwich? I have a butler for that. God.
So anyway, that's what we're going to talk about next time. We're going to have some king turnover and a child king.
Yay!
And some death, some assassination. It's going to be interesting, but it's not going to be very long.
All right. Awesome. Sounds great. So if you guys want to hear about the child king and his particular demands next week, then you'll have to tune in then. But as we always say,
don't forget to stand up and use your voice.
bye, heathens.
Bye, y'all.